Alright, well, this is one of two last matches in this group match here in this Group B with the Australia versus Mexico, 12 seed versus 24 seed respectively. I am your caster Valian, joined by Mr. No Life here.
Alright, hello everyone. It's gonna be a late night match for the Americans and afternoon match, surprisingly, for the Australians. And while in the grand scheme of things that this isn't a serious match, since like Mexico, no matter what, are officially land themselves in 4th place, so they are down to the losers bracket. And Australia with first place with a 9-point difference, plus 9-point difference. Yeah, I think this is pretty much a low stakes match, to be honest. They could honestly call it as scrims.
Yeah, basically here. I mean, I'm maybe just Mexico hoping to have a good time here. It is a good, solid time, optimal time for them to play as well. It's like a good like 9 p.m. over there, or 7 p.m. depending on where they are in the time zone. But Australia is like kind of past the noon, so maybe just a little bit cold in their hands, but you know, won't really shake them off in terms of the team depth here that they've shown as they are the first seed in that group.
Oh goodness, Mexico has their summer season allegedly 40 seed. Oh my god, 40. Yeah. Okay, for the Americans watching, this is basically like way beyond like 3-digit weather. It's like crazy screwed.
I mean, that's the reality of going near the equator, unfortunately. But still, Australia is a fucking desert, so that doesn't matter for them.
Hidden 2 and Hard Rock 1 protect. I'm assuming the Australia is protecting
the Hidden 2.
Hidden 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Hard Rock 1 by Mexico, obviously.
I mean, Mexico has a lot of. I checked each of their top plays, each of the players' top plays. Only one of them, or two of them actually. Actually, no, one of them don't have a tapping top play. So all of these Mexican players are really well versed in the mechanics, I'm assuming, here with all these tapping top plays. But Australia, though, you have that player in Haley that can reliably do really well here in this scene.
Yeah, I think not to mention, like, Haley qualified for like the Emirates Oceanic Cup or like whatever it was, which is absolutely insane to think about. Like, Haley's playing in 5WC and then that tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I think she got a little lucky because I think one of the players that were supposed to qualify trolled a bit. So even it is still props to Haley though for actually scoring high enough to potentially even get that potential qualifier, and they did get the potential qualifier. But yeah, a little bit lucky on her side.
If I remember correctly, like watching like the Emirates clips of the qualifiers herself, like Saver absolutely low rolled on the DTs and just like absolutely gave up on the DT3 by the end, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, but as we've seen the bans on the way, we've seen the #1 ban here, and surprisingly a NOMA 2 ban on the side of Mexico. What?
And low BPM tapping, like I'm sure it's something that they're not comfortable.
No, but like they have a lot of those low BPM stream maps in our top plays as well, you know, like Age of Tyranny and whatnot, Valley of the Veil. So like I thought, you know, they would keep it open, you know, just to keep it competitive here perhaps, but it's really interesting to see them ban the NOMA 2. Maybe they're just scared of that Australia consistency, but I don't know, we'll have to wait and see.
Dude, imagine like they ban NOMELON 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the same time. That would just be diabolical.
Yeah. I mean, with Mexico really leaning in towards that mechanic side of things, especially from that Hard Rock 1 protect, yeah, I can maybe see a NOMELON 4 ban here, or maybe even a NOMELON 5 if they're not comfortable on the reading. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, honestly, if bans were to not exist in this like match, like I honestly would just go for like a zero-man match and like just practice whatever you want, like just to mentally prepare for round of 16 next weekend.
There's the Nomad 4 band though, so almost interestingly enough, almost all the Nomad pool is gone, so the Nomad 5 remains here. And interestingly more is that both beating maps are open, barring from that hidden 2 protect that Australia did. So.
Alright, Australia with the first pick. Like, imagine they just pick Nomad 5 and then, like, just go in over the depth.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so. Just clear up the top row, I guess.
Indeed, just to get the Nomad out of the way. And we did see some of the Mexican players say, hey, please don't pick this. But unfortunately, Australia did pick it.
I mean, better to get the low AR reps in here and now rather than like crapping the bed in round of 16 next week.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, I guess this is more like a vibey kind of match here, you know, not really taking it too seriously because they know the outcome of the match, but I think Mexico can be happy enough to qualify through the bracket stage despite the middling results that they've shown. But yeah, maybe take up a few points here and there just to like, you know, get that morale up.
I think that also being said, I don't like how easy it is to like fast track like learning low AR reading for Mexican players, because their scores are actually not too bad, like on the Mexico versus Ukraine match from earlier at 2-0, but it's just unfortunate that Culebra like just FC'd like goaded out of their sticks with the 2.6 mil for their team.
Yeah, and you know, with a player like 47 W47 and Hele, oh boy, is that a scary view to look at on the other side of the...
Yeah, Haley and Steve are like the dynamic duo of Australia by far. And as well as Vitas and Aldine for Australia, and from Mexico we have Mitsan, Kevin M, Junkie Track, and Chiliawa.
Yeah, if I'm checking the country list properly here, I think it was Junkie Track that was the one that was really leaning on that hidden preference here. And maybe like the gimmick side too, but I'm not really too familiar with the Mexican players. Unfortunately, the Mexican captain didn't really submit a cheat information from any of their players, but
yeah, me neither. And allegedly, Australia is also missing a player. Like probably like overslept or something.
It's 1 p.m. though. I mean, I'm guilty of like oversleeping like really late too, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Hele though, with their first 2 early misses, I mean, with this kind of map though, and with the AI it has, you know, with how like the flowy patterning can go, it could be a little bit RNG if we're not really comfortable with the AI, but I wouldn't really imagine Hele to be uncomfortable in this kind of map. But there goes that Kevin M 331 miss as well, so still pretty really even in a grand scheme of things here. But the Misa miss though.
Oh, you might want to watch this, like Steve, Aldine, and Ventus all in the exact same Mac 99.64.
Yeah, that's very sexy looking right now on the side of Australia, and with that third break coming in on Mexico, man, it's kind of interesting that they left this open for Australia to pick here, especially with how comfortable that they're looking right now. Despite the actives coming in for both some of these players in Australia, it's still 98. It's still a big score difference because of that act difference.
Yeah, speaking of aura, like a ridiculous thing happened earlier, like with what was it, if I remember correctly? It's one of the tiebreaker matches that happened earlier. It was Malaysia versus Finland. and like Malaysia just went triple hidden on the tiebreaker. That's like maximum
wow.
aura.
Yeah, very respectable. Maybe, you know, it's best to like go towards your comfort, your own comfort as well, to hopefully get a better advantage on in terms of score as well, especially with that hidden multiplier, even though that hidden multiplier isn't really that much higher. But yeah, right now in this current match, already way past the halfway point, already a 500k score difference. I mean, oh well, but that's for the first step of Austin Aldi missing. That's quite the big miss actually over there.
Yeah, Fento's the only one holding on to the FC with 99.45 AC.
Yeah, I mean, with that awesome miss, it did bring down that score difference to like 450, but it's still increasing with that recovery of Haley. And, you know, Mizan still with their own recoveries after that earlier miss, but, you know, Kevin M and Junkie Track, and I mean, the act is just like the really big difference maker here, even though they do have both similar higher combos, but also Fentos carrying on their own FC here.
Yeah, the reverse chokes on the side of Kevin M and Junkie Track are really good, but like, really good doesn't cut it against Australia apparently, and Fentos on the way to their FC. Wow.
Yeah, so impressive. So only 6-100s here on the side of Fentos, and you know, on S rank on 47W47. So, you know, Australia with the reading rust, they're looking really scary. I mean, a Haley kind of an uncharacteristic low roll, I would imagine, for this kind of map. But, you know, it's understandable with the kind of style of this map that it can provide some RNG factor. So, you know, a good first pick for Australia, especially from the hidden 2 protect that was hinted on what they're good at here.
I think honestly, like, Mexico could just move on to their protect and get it out of their way, like, probably get out of their low AR slump. But then again,
Yeah.
like, going from AR6 to AR10 is kind of like a, like, cold, like, AR shock to themselves, so maybe it might be too early to bring it out.
Yeah, so I think picks that I can expect from Mexico, like, you know, obviously the mechanics focused picks here. So like a Hardrock 3 is like doable. I mean, Hardrock 1 they can pick into their protect instantly, and there it goes.
Oh, there we go.
An instant pick of the Hardrock 1. So this is not really, this is like, this is a pretty common strategy, just to pick your protect right away, just to feel that confidence. And, you know, just like to rile yourself up, like, hey, I can do this. I can like be competitive.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. And I think they're just gonna like keep the same roster and like just like as you said, build up the confidence, like especially if one of their players in Mexico gets an FC.
Yeah. I mean, on the Mexico side of things, you would have to hope to, first of all, get as much points as you can to, I don't know. I mean, it won't really change the outcome in terms of your, where you will be in the bracket, but maybe in like the seeding wise, probably. But with this points difference, it's probably looking unlikely here, for them, but you know, just get it in the vibes in for them, just to keep that, their own vibe momentum up here.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the bracket picture is gonna look by the time we get into the challenge, but yeah, I think whoever Mexico will be facing in the loser bracket, that will be an important detail to take note of.
Yeah. And you know, on the Mexico side of things, you're hoping for Australia to be a little bit unlucky on on this particular Hardrock 1 as well. I mean, with this Hardrock 1 being like kind of the mech techie pick, there is opportunities, a lot more opportunities to drop some sliders, breaks here and there. So we'll have to wait and see on that.
All right, yeah. Another point that I could also bring up is that if Mexico wins, like, just even one map, to be honest, like, it extends the match for Mexico, and that means they have, like, more data points to gather on their, like, to compare with the next week's opponent for round of 16.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, in terms of the seeding, and it would be better off if they were to have a better performance here potentially. Just to have a potentially easier opponent, but you have to rely on your own selves here to bring it forward for your team to get these points.
Oh, Inimed with the first miss on the side of Mexico. Ventus with the much earlier trade, but Misa missing as well. Inimed again.
Yeah, so a lot of these patterns, they are pretty deterministic in terms of where you aim, but with these 3 breaks coming in from Mexico, it's just not looking really great. I mean, they do look comfortable in like playing this kind of map, but it's just maybe the nerves that could get in the way, or maybe it's some of the RNGs that could happen here and there when you're like really nervous. But Albatross also with their own miss, but still 300k score difference for now, and it's rising from 3 of these FCs, and Innovaderz just not really looking really comfortable right now.
Yeah, Lucas the only one. I was gonna say holding on to the FC, but right now the most recent break on Mexico, no one holding any combo, but Haley trading Arto the only one holding on to the FC.
Yeah. I mean, kind of interesting for, Australia to drop this much here, but, with this kind of map, it is understandable, and especially with how this map is mapped, with like a stutter patterning, and especially with those space patterns here, you do see opportunities missed, and you do see those Haley miss. I think, was that an Arto miss? Yeah, that's an A rank.
Yeah, that's an Arto miss.
Yeah, but still, 600k score difference, not really comebackable on the side of Mexico.
Alright, looks like another cakewalk from Australia. Breakpoint 0-2 as they move on to their next pick, apparently, like extremely early onto this map.
Welcome to Tokyo.
Alright, Australia fast-tracking their way to 2-0 and moving it back to their own pick.
Yeah, I mean, that B rank is kind of interesting with this Protect here, but they probably got good scores in like the team sheet. Just a bit unfortunate that maybe the experience isn't there for them to really be consistent in this kind of map. I mean, with this kind of map as well, with the Mech Tech, you can kind of get a little tilted in like the way that the sledders can be patterned out here, or be placed here. Sorry. I mean, good, S rank aside of Locust, but yeah, just a little bit unfortunate. Could have been an FC for Locust as well.
Yeah, that is also apparently Mexico's first time picking the Hard Rock one in the past 2 matches, like against Sweden and Ukraine previously.
Yeah. So it's already pretty scary for Mexico to already lose their Protect here. And I was about to say the hidden 2, and there is the hidden 2. So Australia can really just bring out that momentum and just instantly pick the hidden 2.
Haley and Steve Demolition Derby incoming.
So with this hidden 2, which is less focus on our reading compared to that Nomad 5 here, it's just all about your own hidden comfort reading as well, and a little bit more of that volatility in your aim because of the hidden.
Yeah, I've also heard talks that hidden 2 by the players is allegedly one of the easiest maps, if not the easiest map of the map pool, which I kind of find interesting that a rhythm hidden 2 is one of those.
Yeah, I mean, the rhythm isn't really that egregious in this kind of map. It's pretty easy to learn. And I mean, basically it's just a lot of the aim that you're gonna learn as well in the reading. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of these players in Australia can sight read this, despite the rhythm changes that can occur in this map. So yeah.
Yep. Alright, Steve, John Osu, Aldine, and Fentus coming in for Australia, Junkie Track, Kevin M, Intimate, and Noe coming in from Mexico.
So yeah, your usual kind of reading roster here. Actually, John Osu over Haley on this reading pick. Over right here. So good luck, everyone's are coming in. Is that the same? No, I don't think that's the same roster for the side of Mexico on this reading pick here. Aborts. Okay, so one of those players have probably a problem on their end, so that's why the panic isn't really panning out too well on his streamer side of things.
Oops. It'd be like that. I think John Osu has a little bit of technical difficulties going on, or something like. Also, his first appearance of the today's match, so. Oh, never mind then. It's not John Osu's fault, but it's Fentus's fault.
So.
Hey Fentos, use your phone and use your mobile data.
Yeah, so I'm not exactly familiar with the rules in terms of the board. I don't know if you have to keep the same roster after you're on the board here, but it was like milliseconds after the match even started, so the map didn't even play. So yeah, Fentos' internet probably died. I don't know if it will be quickly fixed up here.
Yeah, that's gonna be really interesting, like if... Oh yeah, Ventus has been kicked, so they need to find a replacement real quick. Oh, never mind then! Ventus is hotspotting, yeah, I called it.
For the love of the game especially. I mean, maybe in terms of the roles, that you might have to keep the same roster after on the board. Unsure though, really. Maybe in a case-by-case basis, there could be some exceptions, but we'll have to really see the rules to really give a concrete answer onto what my question can be about. So we just have to wait for Fentos here.
Yeah, let me double check the board rules in the rules doc just to make sure. Yeah, the roster must remain the same, but if the match was aborted due to a player experiencing a technical or personnel issue so severe, the team may swap the player for another one.
I think an internet cutoff can be quite severe in this tournament match environment.
Yeah. Okay, Ventus can make it back. Nice.
Very nice indeed. We can get straight into the Australia protect and pick here, so they can, I think, cancel the timeout. I don't know if they can. Maybe they kind of already used that timeout, but maybe they don't really need it.
Yeah, having both the abort and timeout at once is kind of crazy, not gonna lie.
Yeah. And as we've seen, even though there are those slight rhythm changes, they're pretty readable, pretty hittable easily. I mean, for the lowest star pool, this is kind of expected. For supposed quote unquote rhythms aspects here. And in terms of ACK as well, even though all these eight of these players, are still getting those FCs, it's just the ACK is just gonna be the difference maker here.
Yeah, and in terms of the comfort levels, especially Junkie Track, who is Mexico's dedicated gimmick player, I won't say massively struggling, but like ever so slightly struggling with the 93 AC compared to no, no one in Australia is lower than the 98. Ain't no
Yeah,
way.
it's a bit crazy. Like that in and of itself is already a 100k score difference on AC alone. Like all these players are still FCing, but it's just the AC alone giving this Australia 100k score difference in Rising.
Yeah, no way with the reverse choke. Otherwise, like I was gonna say, like if it was an
John!
8-way FC, John, what?
Oh
Out
wow,
of
this
nowhere.
yeah, this is actually an opportunity for Mexico here if they don't really fuck up. A miss, but this actually would need Mexico.
With the miss though.
Yeah, but it's not great there. You would need Imina to really FC the map. And there goes Junkie Track too. Their beating player gone. Oh, it's not looking great here for Mexico.
Rest in peace. Also, Kevin M with the miss as well. That is like extra unfortunate. Extra salt to the wound.
Yeah, and just like that, with that miss from Kevin, it's just already over. Especially with the map ending. 500k score difference, man.
Oh. I'm not gonna say it, but Australia has like a good score on Hidden 2, bringing it to 3-0.
Yeah, let's not mention that number. I mean, there is a worse number, but let's not mention that number.
Chad caught it.
Yeah. Unfortunate that the chat caught it, but yeah, Junkie Track, even though they're dedicated reading player, not really maybe not really wanting this performance that they want, but you know, pressure can get to them, especially. Notably, Zany was actually affected by the pressure around their own exceptional skills to the point where they couldn't really perform up to their own standards in the last year's Fighter BC. And in my opinion, that was one of the deciding factors that Philippines didn't really make it through, even though they got third place.
Yep. Also, shout out to the double FC. Like, let me just take a look at the MP link real quick.
I think that was was it double on Mexico side or no? It was only single FC
double on
Mexico side.
It's a double on Australia's side. It's the Aldine with the PFC. Wait, no, Ventus with the PFC with 250s. It's an AC 50, and Aldine with the one slider and drop.
Yeah, so I think for Mexico, they should, I think, opt into one of the tapping picks here. Actually, but never mind, they're going into the free mode 1, so this is not really a tapping pick. This is actually interesting. This is probably one of the harder maps in the pool, I think.
I mean, well, this isn't like not tapping, quote unquote. It's kind of like a awkward hybrid. Like, I honestly don't know what to call this map. Like, it's just like a weird mishmash. But it is definitely like low BPM for sure.
Oh wait, I think I'm getting their free modes wrong. Yeah, this is I think free mode 2 is the harder one. But wait, no. Okay, you know what? I had to look at the maps. I did play this, but I just forgot for some reason.
Yeah, the free mod 2 is like the basic like grid. I won't say like grid, but like 2009 old map, like classic anti-mod, and then free mod 1 is it's kind of like a hybrid between like awkward aim and awkward tapping. It's like, I don't know what to call it, honestly.
Yeah. Like the BPM is like kind of uncomfortable if you're not used to like, you know, like an Ice Angel kind of vibey tapping here, but more of an alt kind of style in this map. And especially with Hard Rock too, you know, with AC being a lot of the difference maker in the Hard Rock side in determining your own Hard Rock score gain. It's really important here to act well.
Yeah, someone mentioned in the chat, Yogurtos mentioned that this is Shadow Castle at home, which, yeah,
good,
maybe
yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
Triple hidden team comp for Mexico and double hidden double hard rock for Australia.
Oh wait, it is this map. It was just like I only recognized the map by its background, and I like the background in the preview of the map pool sheet, and compared to like, the map in game is like completely different. But yeah, this map is actually one of the hardest maps in the pool, so it's just surprising that Mexico did pick into this.
In the mid with the first miss on Mexico, no one trading on the side of Australia so far, as well as Kevin M's miss from earlier, and Nui I didn't even catch. Albatross with a miss from Australia, and Steve as well.
Yeah, so actually quite the good start here for Mexico to probably potentially bring it back. I mean, that Inui already missed earlier, so that doesn't really worry too much from the side of Mexico here, but 50k score difference not really going down. I mean, it's still slowly going down, but you have to really hope for these players, these two big combos in Kevin M and Imminent and Locust to like match up these big combos from Artho here.
Yeah, R2 needs to hold on to the FC for Australia, but the supporting combos from the rest, Albatross, Steve, and Ventus are really holding on really well.
Indeed, especially with those act coming in from the hidden side as well from Ventus and 47 W47. You know, being that
Ventus
difference
with the
maker.
break though, that's gonna
Yeah.
swing over the score to Mexico.
It is gonna swing over. Ooh, and you know, even though Lucas and Arthur are both holding on, like even though Lucas is a lower act, so lower score, it's still, you know, bigger supporting combos on the side of Mexico here to potentially get this first point. But there goes Imminent to get rid of their own supporting combos here.
Ooh, this is gonna be so tense. Locust with the FC and Kevin M with the reverse stroke so far. Kevin M with the break!
No, and that's just gonna go to the sides of Australia now, as we still see. Oh, but there goes an actual Albatross miss. So it's already 100 score difference though because of those score games on Australia.
Oh, Ventus with the Charles Leclerc, I am stupid. That's really funny.
And there goes the last big combo of Mexico, and that's a steal to deal here on this Mexico pick of Fremont 1.
Oh, Steve with the choke sandwich. R2 holding on to the FC for Australia as they bring it 4-0.
Yeah, I know it's so unfortunate. So unfortunate. Really hard to match up on that, you know, Australia consistency here on the side of Mexico, and you know, Australia already in match point and also on their own point pick here.
Yeah, and it is Australia's pick now, so yeah, they could like just easily close out this match real quick, or I don't know what they're planning to do. Like maybe they could pick like a vibe map, vibe song.
Maybe, perhaps. You know, DT2 pick actually. You know, this is
Never
actually
mind.
a blessing in disguise for Mexico because you know a lot of these players do play tapping here. So Mexico, this is actually a good opportunity for them to potentially get a break point.
It is also the shortest, like, I think this is the shortest, like, song of the map pool, like, so if Australia somehow pulls it off against Mexico, then they'll be able to, like, end them off really quick.
Yeah, and this is an Australia pick too, so despite me saying that, you know, despite this being an Australia pick, you know, I think Mexico it has a good chance here because a lot of these players are comfortable on the tapping. But you know, Innomin, I think, or someone else I forgot, it was one of these players in Mexico that prefer hidden over the tapping, like a hidden preference player here. So maybe the approach circles could affect them, but I hopefully wouldn't imagine that to be the case.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna be sorting out the tapping rosters for Australia. Haley coming in finally.
Yeah, so okay, so yeah, Haley Albatross, I think that's like kind of the expected players on the side of Australia to be here on this DT2, especially with this short of a map.
Also, Tomatoes like first appearance for
I
today.
think so, yeah. Fentos are not supposed to be here. Is that a sign that Fentos don't want to play it? Well, that's a even more telling sign that Fentos might not be able to play this. But with this short of a map and with this low of an SR, maybe there is a chance for Fentos to do a sneaky low ACK FC if possible. It will be an Achilles heel for them if Mexico decides to do a 4-way FC of their own. But we'll have to wait and see here for this short of a map.
Yeah, maybe Australia playing a little bit of mind games, like bringing in Fentos to, like, allegedly through this map or something, or maybe get Fentos's fingers destroyed.
Yeah, perhaps. But for this short XI map, Perosia, length being 1 minute 22 seconds, 237 BPM here, OD 9.8. Also pretty, I think, old map too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, hopefully here, there's actually 2 misses on a set of Australia versus 1 on Mexico. It's still pretty early on though, still nothing to really worry about because it is DT multiplier.
Also, Chiliawa breaking on the side of Mexico. And yeah, just to keep in mind, the length of this map is 82 seconds long, so it's like massively short.
Yeah, and with the combo density being really consistent throughout the board in this map, there's so much more opportunities to gain your score, and it's much more better to, FC the map as well.
And like you said, with the old map style, it is made by the same mapper who did the very old Ascension to Heaven map. So yeah, it is recognizable. Chiliawa with the break on the side of Mexico again.
Yeah, that's actually a good miss, but that's actually a bigger miss on the side of Australia. So this is an opportunity for Mexico to bring it back here, especially with this map almost ending really soon as well. This 30k score difference is going to drop quickly if none of these Mexican players is going to
Chiliawa missing again!
No!
Albatross!
No, it's
no,
too late.
There's not enough time.
Yeah, there's not enough combo density.
Wait, no, it's a bunch of break from Albatross.
It was a Bencho miss. Oh, actually, no. Doesn't seem like... Oh, yeah. Albatross, interesting act.
A-rank FC.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
But nonetheless, really good job on Australia. Quite sad to see a sweep coming in, but Mexico being the lower seed, one of the lower seeds in this group stage here. But so it doesn't matter. They still have that opportunity in the lower bracket stage here. But for now, we can give the flowers to Australia to be in that higher end of the seed here.
Yeah, Australia performing really well in their group, becoming the second best performer in group stage, just behind South Korea, who swept literally everyone, and Australia just falling short, losing 1 point to Ukraine, 1 map point to Ukraine.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting to see Hong Kong in the 3rd place in their own group, despite being the 10th seed overall in the qualifiers. So South Korea doing God's work right now on Group A. But yeah, I think that'll be it right now for us in this 2 UTC match of Australia versus Mexico here. I don't know if you have anything else to say, Mr. No Life.
Yeah, I got. Actually, no. Yeah, you. If you're still here, watch the Sweden versus Ukraine match tomorrow. That will be the decider. Whoever gets the 2nd place of Group B, that will be on Sunday 14 UTC. So roughly 11 hours from now.
I will be asleep, but yeah. Good luck to those 2 teams. But for now, thank you, Big Story, for actually streaming a lot of these matches here in this weekend, Big Story. Never saying this properly, but yeah.
And yeah, with that, we'll say bye-bye to 5WC on the group stage week 2, day 1. And tomorrow will be the last day. And I think map will showcase and the bracket reveal will be tomorrow as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
That'll be it. Yep. See you guys.